All right, so welcome to the first official Gears of War podcast. I don't think we have a title for this.
No?
Gears podcast.
Yeah, not the first one.
So I'm obviously Ashes, the coach of the Gears of War team. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
I'm Xplosive, the captain of these fine gentlemen over here.
Yeah, this is Solurs.
I'm Alex, just a player.
This is Metal. You know who I am, bro.
Praized.
And
Back-to-back
how about
MVPs right there.
how about like one thing you want the audience to know?
I got
One
paid
thing
for
you want the
my
audience to know
reward.
about yourselves.
I lost 100 pounds in a year.
Oh,
Wait, can you ask that again? 'Cause it was
Like
so-
one thing you want the audience to know about yourselves. Like Gilbert said he deflated.
I lost a whole human in 1 year.
I wouldn't even. I don't know.
You
what I
know,
would-
should.
You have a
Yeah, I guess I no showed.
you have
That's
a
on my resume.
you have a mark from rolling around in grass apparently.
I'm not gonna talk about that.
Talking to the front of the microphone.
My fault. We good now.
You're still talking into the top, by the way.
This part right here?
Yeah.
Right here, bro.
Like the face of it.
Alright, bet. I got it.
I pretend it's like a little human.
Yeah.
Like that's the top of their head. You want
Okay.
top of their face.
Okay. What's up, bro?
There you go.
Damn, I was really looking right into it.
Hey, wait.
You're good. All right.
It's a noob.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Just glad to be a part of this podcast. You know, I've been a part of many other podcasts, and just glad you guys brought me on board. Yeah.
What podcast have you been a part of?
Just a lot that I can't really talk about here.
That's still like
And,
So
yeah.
casting couch.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah.
All right. Man, I was an athlete growing up. I mean, I was S1 MVP, so yeah, that's who I am.
Well, why you have to add the
you
athlete?
don't have to hand it. He's got his own mic.
Oh,
shit, I forgot.
Wait, what's the question
So
again?
like one fun fact that you want people to know about yourself.
One fun fact.
Yeah, let the audience get to know who a roadie
No
is.
filter.
No filter.
One fun
That's you.
fact. I mean, one
Yeah,
fun
right.
fact is that I got out the hood because of gaming.
Really?
There you go.
So like, I'm proud of that.
Yeah, now
Like
you know.
like
Texas.
how deep in the hood? Like are we talking like? Shut up.
I grew up in the poorest part of the Bronx, and we all know poor equals violence.
So like gunshots.
I was in the
and shit
hood.
like that?
I was in the type of hood. So like, yeah, man. So I'm proud of that. To be honest,
That's actually pretty. Was it Gears that you think got you out, or?
Gears for sure got me out. Look where I am. Look where I am right now. Like,
That's awesome.
yeah,
I'm proud of you, bro.
Who would have guessed logging into GB would get you out of the hood?
exactly.
You can let everyone know, like, from his interview, like, you could just tell what type of person he is.
Yeah.
Already.
He's a New Yorker,
Feel me?
obviously.
Huh?
So we know he's from New York. Where are the rest of you from?
Chicago.
You guys are passing the mic, bro.
on, bro. Turn mic.
All right. I'm from St. Louis.
You already know where he's from. I'm from
That's
Southern
right.
California.
Yeah, same here.
Yep.
Now, how far away were you two from? Because I know you guys were like friends.
Yeah. Like an hour drive.
Yeah, we never really hung out because we
Yeah.
were friends. We were like,
And we never had a
14,
car.
So like, almost like over.
Now we could. Nowadays we could, but we never had a car. We were too young.
Yeah. And now I know we've talked about it before. You and me, Brian, have talked about it before on one of my videos. But when you left the team, did that like cause a rift between like your friendship?
With me and him?
Yeah.
No.
A rift isn't even like the word to describe
A
that.
deadly fuck.
Literally, like every time I played against Brian, I wanted to teabag him. I wanted to put him on Solurs. I wanted to make his life miserable.
I mean, yeah.
Like violent, kind of like.
Yeah, it was bad. Like every
I
time
think
I literally like I've never wanted to win more in my life.
What did you
Playing
think, Brian?
against him.
Like when you played.
I had no emotion. I don't know. I was just playing. Like, I wanted to win, obviously, but I don't know. I guess I didn't hate him.
You didn't hate him?
Nah.
Why would you hate him? You're the one that
yeah, you can-
no
you can't hate
showed.
him.
Like, I understood where he was coming from, but
I missed my senior prom to go to an event and get second. With
no, that was MES.
No, that was my senior prom at PAX.
Yeah.
PAX East.
And I coached that event.
And
Yeah.
and Alex flew out to coach
I don't
us.
think a lot of people know about that.
Yeah, Alex was our coach for when I had to play, which made no sense. They paid for you to fly out and coach.
Yeah.
And then
I think it's because
Pointless.
a couple players said like no to him playing, and their reasoning was because he won the Open Cup.
yeah.
So if you didn't win those Open Cups, then we probably could have won.
Well,
the event.
we know specifically what players.
Who was
Oh,
it?
yeah.
Icy and Tommy.
I mean-
Yeah, I think it was Icy and Tommy.
Yeah.
Tommy.
They didn't allow Alex to play
Yeah,
Yeah.
they said
'Cause-
pretty much that whole team.
Wow.
Kenny too. I'm pretty sure didn't want him
because
to
he
play.
was like experienced or what?
Nah, I think Kenny and Kyle were down, but I know Icy and Tommy were definitely the big nose, and the other two teams there were down.
Their whole team was convinced.
Like you guys were down, and so was Excel's team, I think.
Don't care. I mean, we would much rather play you guys with him than him.
What do you mean?
I mean,
this is the guy that won it.
yeah.
So what's up with that?
I mean,
Free bread?
It was free money, to be honest. Like,
Did you feel fake, like holding up that trophy? Like you didn't really earn this?
It definitely didn't feel good, but like,
whatever.
I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Like, it was free money.
Yeah.
So we take those.
Win's a win.
We take those.
Now, when did you guys approach Brian about coming in and playing? Because it was when you got
He wasn't in it, really.
suspended.
Yeah,
right?
I got like banned, basically, like for an event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For what, account recovering? or
Yeah,
something?
it was actually there was like some online tournament or something like that to like qualify for the invitational, and I was like trying to help a friend qualify, and I didn't really think much of it. Like I just recovered an account, played, and like I didn't think it was like gonna escalate the way it did. But like,
Did you win?
well, we won every match. The match that like pretty much like got me like in trouble was the match against like Dome's old team, the old Vex team, like Dome's, Neglect, Hooligan. Like we destroyed them. Like on War Machine, I had like 18 kills. Like they knew.
How they figured out?
They knew because apparently Neglected knew how I played up top of War Machine, and I was just like terrorizing him every round up top. Like last round, I think I got like a 4-piece. Like it was bad. I was having fun with them.
So did one of them snitch?
But one of them knew it, like it was someone, and I think one of them took it to Twitter, talking about, oh, it's sad how people are account recovering, and then like once he put that kind of attention on the match, like Kenny got involved. Like I started getting calls from, it was crazy. I started getting like Skype calls. I started getting phone calls from Kenny, and like yo, like if it was you, like just tell me, like you know what I mean, like whatever.
Was Kenny on his
You were
team?
teaming with them, right?
No,
No.
not at that
No.
time, no. Because Kenny
No,
was
you were
Kenny
teaming
joined
with
our
Yeah,
team.
we were
This
picking.
was right before God 4.
Kenny
Right
lost
before
us.
God 4.
We picked
We
him up
lost
last
to
night.
them and then went backstage and gave Kenny a jersey to put on for a picture.
Oh, yeah,
Remember
I
that?
remember.
Dunno.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I got caught with that, and then I don't know how the Brian thing came about.
Jose,
I'll be honest, I don't know how that
like,
came about.
I think Ryan and Jose texted me or DM'd me, and then they were just telling me like what I would get, like offers, like salary, because there was no salary before.
Yeah.
So I think it was like 1,500, 1,600 at the time, and then I just went with it. It was like,
You were
why
hyped.
not, right?
You
So,
were hyped.
Yeah, I was hyped, right? And I remember they were talking to my mom, and then they were screaming with someone else. So I thought I didn't get it. I literally thought I wasn't gonna do it. And then a couple days later, they called me and they said that they wanted to play with me. So I was like, I took it.
I remember United was supposed to pick you up, but I think IC said no. 'cause-
I said no, he
yeah,
didn't
you
trust
know,
Brian
so-
traveling.
Yeah, nobody
Yeah,
trusted me.
But they
And
really
then,
wanted to pick you up.
Yeah, and then I think we ended up.
Did
beating
you blame him though?
Yeah,
Wait,
I
what
don't
was
know.
that
I don't
team?
blame him. I don't blame him.
It was one we played
Demo,
London, I think.
Clouds,
Yeah. Kyle.
Icy,
I
Kyle,
wouldn't have
and
took it. I don't think.
Tommy.
I think he would have been playing
Who was
instead
the
of
last
Ronnie.
person they picked up though?
Yeah.
I think it would have
Ronnie?
been Clouts. He would have been playing for.
No, Strangulate was on that team.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
he's
he
right, he's
was.
right.
Wait.
It would have been for String. Remember
was
we-
String, yeah.
I don't remember that roster.
Yeah.
The game
You
first
do,
came out,
yeah.
String was on the team.
Invitational.
Oh yeah.
They dropped him
Yeah, they
after
were-
first event.
Was it after
No,
Columbus?
before. Was
That
it?
was
After
the
It was-
invitational.
After
Before
the
Columbus.
Invitational?
It was at the
Oh
Invitational.
yeah, I
Yeah,
remember. Yeah,
Invitational.
yeah. Okay.
Remember they beat us in a 2K that one week. I didn't want to play.
On lift
And
or
then
something, right?
Kenny forced me to play. We had a whole week to play our match. I don't want to play, and Kenny was just like, "Alright, dude, get on."
But they ended up losing that 2K anyway.
Yeah, to you guys.
To
Oh,
these
yeah.
guys.
That was the
Came
first
back.
2K, right? The very first one.
I don't think.
Yeah,
was
I
it
think
the
it was
second
the
one?
first
The
one.
first or
Pretty sure
second
it
one?
It was the
I'm
first
pretty sure
one.
we lost the very first one ever.
I'm pretty sure it was the first one.
Yeah. Now, going back to that kind of like time period, Alex, did you know like you were gonna be on our team?
Gotcha, bro.
Like, were you like pretty sure that we were gonna make you an offer?
Kind of, but not really. Like, I know it's between like me and like 2 other people. I think you guys told me that.
It was you and Kyle, and
Yeah.
I think it was just you and Kyle.
Yeah,
it was him.
just me and Kyle at
Icy,
the time.
I thought.
No, we X'd off Icy because of
Oh yeah.
Because of the raging.
because
No, because
some other reasons.
he had 99 problems and
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
But yeah, I mean, I wasn't too sure that I was gonna be on the team because my lack of land experience, I guess you could say. Because I mean, well, I went to one event I think before
yeah, you
you
went
guys.
to MES.
MES, and that was like the only event I went to.
I think we made you the offer at Boston, right? Well, we made
Yeah,
you the
we made the
offer
video in
before, and then we
Yeah,
made the
in
video.
Boston. Yeah,
That was fun.
that was funny.
And then you went to the last UE event in Columbus with whatever that team was. What was that team?
Oh yeah, Frank, the
Oh,
Wasn't
Matters
Sleepy
Gaming,
coaching
no?
you?
It was
Yeah.
no, it was
Wasn't
Matters
Sleepy
Gaming
coaching
for
you?
him,
Yeah, Sleepy was coaching me.
Oh, Sleepy
It was Matters Gaming?
coaching, oh,
Yeah.
Sleepy coaching.
Sleepy was coaching. Yeah, he was.
So weird.
Well, didn't his
That's
team
weird.
split up like right before that? Because he was playing with
Supremos.
yeah, and the team that had like the dragon as the logo.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
ESL League.
The Dragon?
Onslaught.
Yeah,
Onslaught.
yeah.
The
All right, so
Dragon.
fast forward in time, the most recent event was NOLA. Who do you guys think was the easiest match that we had in NOLA? Oh, Billy really wants to answer.
Echo
this.
Fox.
Ghost Gaming.
Yeah, Ghost.
Probably Echo winners round 1.
Yeah, it was the first
that
time
was
we played
easy.
Echo or Ghost.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know,
Echo
that's
or
what-
Ghost.
That's kind of. I don't know.
Wasn't it like 28-3 total rounds between both teams?
We 14.
That was bad.
1?
14, 1 or
14-2.
2.
We 14-2
14-2,
Ghost.
14-1,
Yeah.
right?
14-2.
No, we 14-3 them because they got 2 rounds on Impact.
Yeah. We like played around with them and
Oh, yeah,
lost
we
that
were
extra
trying
round.
Oh wow.
And then
That's actually hard to decide.
I think we 14 forward or 14
I
3
mean, we did
Echo.
14-0 that
Against-
Mexican team
bro.
disrupt.
Yeah, that doesn't
that
count.
doesn't
Though. That's
count,
like that's boring. Like,
That was fun. That was just funny, to be honest. I think that might have been the fastest match in esports.
I still think
history.
Ghost is probably the easiest
That
one
was the
there.
first match, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think makes Ghost like do so poorly on LAN against us?
Matchups.
Ghost.
That's the first time I ever beat him that bad on LAN.
Welcome
think-
OpTic.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I think
We
it's
always beat 'em
it's
like
a
that.
mental block.
You think it's a mental
I
block?
think it's a mental
Yeah,
block
it's
now.
like
definitely.
At
it's
this
a you
point,
block or it's like an actual mental block?
no pun intended, bro.
No pun
No
intended.
pun.
It's literally a mental block.
pun.
No, but yeah, that was weird. Like beating him like that because usually would like it would be like a hard fought 2-0 match.
Well,
or
have
like
you
a
ever
2-1 match
have
when
you ever
I was in
watched
the-
one of our matches before you joined the team? Like when we play Ghost?
No.
It shouldn't have been a surprise to you.
nah, yo, it's definitely a mental block. Like they're
It's
a
gotta
lot
be.
better than
Yeah,
with
like
how
they give
play
Echo a
against
challenge.
us.
Echo gives us a challenge.
They're
on there.
actually like they're not bad. Like
Doesn't make sense, but
Yeah.
it is what it is.
I think it's kind of the same for United too. Like United seems to struggle.
I
I
don't
feel
know
like
what it is with them,
I
bro.
feel like Ghost tries to like
well, old United, they're not a thing.
Ghost tries to force fights against us, and I don't think you can do that against us on LAN.
Yeah,
like,
well, I think
that's when
it's
we're at-
their lack of like understanding the Lancer.
How about we just
To be honest,
they don't
I
sponsor
actually,
Lance
I actually
Open.
don't think they like trust. Like I don't think they trust each other against us. Like I feel like one of them always
100%.
tries to make the play, and that's how like they lose.
I mean, remember Mexico when Speedy was yelling like, "I don't want to play with this guy anymore."
what?
Get him off our
like
homes.
we beat him, and he was like just tweaking on ribs,
Oh,
and then they
man.
beat United somehow
Yeah.
right after.
Oh man.
Okay, so who was the hardest match then at NOLA?
I mean, you'd have to
Nimbus?
get
probably grand finals.
you'd have
Yeah,
to get a
it
grand
had to
finals.
be grand finals.
Yeah,
Grand
that was
finals
easily.
were First
That was the
match
toughest
against
match.
Do you actually think grand finals that hard? Because I felt like other than Forge, we were just in control. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess
well,
Foundation.
I mean,
was,
like, I feel like losing map 1 on LAN is a lot different than like losing map 1 anywhere else, especially when you're in grand finals against pretty much the second best team historically that we've been playing for the last 3 years.
I didn't even really feel like you guys felt pressured, and I didn't feel pressure myself, just because we kind of had that knowledge of like we're coming from winners bracket, so like they're not going to do this 4 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but we played bad. Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
The
lie.
first
Like
map,
we played
we,
bad.
We went up 3-0 and they won 7 straight.
We
like,
could have lost the
momentum
second
was
map
there.
Yeah.
too. Like,
Like-
we literally could have lost.
I
the
don't
second
I don't even think grand finals was like our hardest match. I think what was that match in pool play?
Nimbus.
like, No, not them. TGC? Was
Demos
it?
team?
Yeah.
TGC?
Oh,
we
yeah.
did.
We played. We were playing bad,
wasn't
but
tough.
like,
that wasn't tough.
cause grand
That was
finals
fake
like
tough.
grand finals wasn't hard. It was like just us playing bad, and like TGC was actually putting up a better fight than them. I think.
Was EU's finest a good match? Was that like a close kind of match?
No.
Yeah,
No?
well, we went tiebreaker.
Wait, what was the score?
We went
They beat us
tiebreaker,
on
but-
Forge.
we went tiebreaker, but our like they were doing that late smoke on Forge that
Oh,
we
yeah,
didn't
yeah,
adapt to.
Just
What was
that
the score
bullfight.
against TGC?
Like 7-3, 7-4, something like that.
Was it?
Yeah, I think the
No, it
total
was
was
not
14-6.
It might have been
I
7-5.
think it was. I
Yeah,
think it
the
was.
total was 14-6. I was just talking to their like esports like content guy on Twitter the other day, because he was talking about we were talking about the skill gaps in gears, and he said like I made a comment about the top like the skill gap between top 4 and then like 4 through 6
Yeah.
is like really dramatic, and he said it's not that dramatic. Like think about New Orleans when our team like put up a fight against you guys, and I said you got 6 rounds and 2 maps. Like that's not enough rounds to win 1 map.
Exactly.
So
That's
I
what
still think that's a pretty dramatic skill gap.
So yeah,
We also lost one of those rounds because I was fixing my headset mid-round because I was here like my headset was backwards, so like right was left.
Oh no.
Oh, I remember that.
I got in the hill at the very like 1 second too late at the very end, like on foundation.
You like turned the wrong direction because you thought there was a
Yeah.
guy.
And
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. And then I chunked the kid and then ran to the hill and then I was fixing my headset.
I don't remember little things like that.
Me
I don't know what it is. I used to have good memory.
Gilbert,
Once
like
upon a
all
time.
three of these guys are pretty good about remembering like
I
little
know
details.
Gilbert's mad good. Billy too.
Alex
Billy
remembers little
remembers
details
little-
too.
Alex, you too.
I'll never forget. I think
Yeah,
like
we
my
lived that
favorite
spot.
moment so far, in terms of like a little detail, is us winning Mexico because Alex planted an instant that Rushies ran into.
That was wild, bro.
That was bad. Yeah, I saw that.
Like,
That
who
was
wins
so-
an
That's not that
event
little of a
from-
detail.
I had
though,
a-
right?
I
That's
had
a-
a-
That was big. Yeah.
Bro, I had a
Huge.
boom shot and a retro at their
Yeah, true.
home. Like, bro, I was in that
Ready for
corner. I
war?
was mentally preparing myself. I'm like, all right, gotta hit
Do
these
you guys-
booms. About to pull out a retro, like go off. I see no one, and then I remember like I just heard the crowd and I was like,
Yeah, I
We
feel like
won.
you guys.
we won.
We won.
I feel like you guys don't know how he won until like.
Yeah, until we watched
I
the
told you,
broadcast.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I looked at your screen right after you died to watch that kid, and I only saw it because you died to him and were spectating him. But you didn't say anything to anyone. You weren't like, I'm about to fight. Like you said, one's coming E, and then you died.
Yeah, I was gonna
It
say
wasn't
like I was gonna
played
say
instant, we're fine, or like there was no.
He won it. That
communication.
was a big fight.
I was
for
gonna
us.
I was gonna say we won, but I didn't want to jinx it.
Wait, when you died, and then you know how you can see the screen, like when you
Yeah,
died?
yeah.
Did
He
you
had a
see him?
smile on his
Yeah,
face.
yeah.
Yeah, like how did did you
Yeah.
have like a spot?
I had the meanest grin. I was
Alex
I
is
would be like,
counting
oh,
down.
that's
like
not
3,
enough.
2.
I just sold game battles. Like that is the most game battles like instant plan I've ever seen.
Literally. And it was like when Alex talked about it afterwards. I don't know if he's gassing himself up, but like how nerdy his plant was. He was like,
Yeah,
"Yeah,
I mean, 'cause
I
you have-
planted it like a couple like feet away
That's
from
what I'm
where
saying.
people
You
normally
have to-
plant
I was
it.
about to
That way
say
it
You have
pops
to.
and kills them."
That's what I was about to say. Like you have to know where to put like planet, so when he up A's, it's right
so
there.
yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah, they
That
could
was
they
an
could dodge
instant, too.
it.
It's not like it was a
Yes, and those are kind of like easy to
Yeah.
get away from.
Now, what did you guys think when Icy referred to us as fake champions? Like, what went through your minds there?
Well, I wasn't a champion.
I couldn't,
That's
even,
them.
take, I
That's on
couldn't
them.
even take it serious.
I think he just like
He's a
said-
fake champion then.
I think he
right?
just like he was like sometimes you're in an interview and like you don't know what to say, so whatever comes to your head like you say.
Yeah.
You guys say something?
Sounded
Yeah,
good.
I think
I,
that's
I
what,
definitely said that first too.
Well,
I think he
he
just said that.
explained it as like he thought that we were like you guys were fake people, so he put fake champions together. I guess.
It's like we're real champions.
I mean,
fake
he was on the
humans.
team and we won. It doesn't make sense.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, yeah,
That's what I don't get.
That's what
Confusing
didn't
he
make
said
sense
it.
to me. I'm like, wait, you only won.
Yeah, but like, think
when you
about
were
it
on
Was
though.
our
that his
team.
first time ever saying that? Because it might have been.
No,
just in
think
the
about it.
moment.
think
During the
that-
match, listening, if you watch rebroadcast, they're like Fran stand up saying fake champions, or was it Kenny? One or
It
the
was
other.
Fran. It was Fran.
Like what?
Wait, Fran
I was,
said that?
bro.
I'm
I have
14
a
deep,
clip
bro.
Of me, I have a clip of me in UE at the end of UE, like the last event.
When we were
literally
enemy
saying that to
esports.
them.
Yeah.
Fake ass champions.
What's that
I,
even mean?
I think it was when we won 4-3
I don't know.
tiebreakers.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe something to help them.
I don't know. I'm pretty
He's
sure they're
playing-
counting one of your one of their championships against thyAshes. So like, go ahead and subtract one from that championship list.
Whoa,
That's
calm
bad.
down. That champion's on our couch here.
You know,
I forgot.
it is what it is.
Hey, but we won Mexico. That was a real championship.
That
That's
was definitely
true.
a real championship.
That's
Yeah,
true.
That was a
true.
deserved one.
To,
for sure.
to be fair,
Congrats.
you guys deserve it. You guys
That was-
deserve
that
it.
was a
To
good
be
one.
fair, the day I woke up the day we were supposed to travel to Mexico with a text from Kenny going, "I don't want to play with lava
Yeah.
anymore."
Oh man.
That's why we dropped
Do
lava.
you know what happened? Never mind. No, go ahead.
The dam.
The very last two.
I remember that. I remember that.
6-6.
Hell yeah.
We were
On
down
dam, on
6-3
dam.
too. We were down 6-3, and we brought it back 6-6 just for that to happen.
Damn. Like
We don't
why
have to
couldn't it
talk
just
about
be
it. We don't have to
7-3?
talk about it.
I remember we beat you guys in like that deluxe tournament, 6-6 for the bread foundation. Do you remember that?
Yeah. I don't know.
Tiebreaker?
And that was the most hectic. Like
Oh, I remember
that was the most hectic mid fight I've ever fought in my
You guys
life.
were
Like
angry at
I
the
don't
I
time.
was
never-
down, somebody else was down. Two of you guys were down. It like came down to like two people that
I
were
don't
up
remember
fighting.
that, bro.
It was
Actually, remember that one
Bro.
on
Was it
foundation?
Matt Gunn Deluxe
From
Leagues?
my point of view, it was like 6-6.
even when I'm off the
Still.
team.
I was like one shot, like sitting on like a floor of lava. You remember that?
What was that? in?
Wait, what part though?
I don't know. It was 6-6 against them, and I had just gotten a kill. I was one shot, and there's like incidents all around me. I forget.
A home? A home?
Yeah, on
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Who was that? Like what tournament was that?
Not
even a 2K,
it was
I
an
think.
online. Yeah, I think it was a
I think you
2K for sure.
uploaded it. Close
Yeah,
to
it
6-6.
was a 2K. It
Crazy
was a 2K.
shit.
We've had some crazy ass matches and shit.
Gears of War is
Oh, dude.
crazy.
I think it was Toy and I want to say was it Fran and Toy?
Yeah.
Fran and Toy.
What
We
event was it
lost-
where? Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say like every time it was like a 6-6, we would lose majority of the 6-6s against you guys.
Against everyone,
Or against everyone.
bro. Like we were terrible. Like
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know why. Round 13. I don't know what
I
it
don't
was.
know what it is. I don't know.
You guys had
I don't know what it was.
You guys had a bad 6-6 record, I think, in
Yeah,
Mexico, right? Was
yeah.
it Mexico?
And
I think it was-
Vegas.
I think Vegas?
And Vegas.
Vegas?
Yeah, the last two were like bad.
Like, you guys
We're,
were
we're
like,
going
I
downhill,
think at
man.
Mexico,
Rapidly.
At Mexico, they said you guys were like 0-4
0-3,
or 0-3
yeah,
in
something like
6-6
that, yeah.
matches.
What event was it where we played them? I think it was grand finals, and Toy was just beating us up.
That was
Atlantic City.
Atlantic City.
Oh
Was
yeah,
that
yeah,
Atlantic
yeah,
City?
yeah.
It was an event. That was
That was
a
our
match.
like event to win.
Bro, I
like,
swear to
we
God,
couldn't-
like
we
at the
couldn't
half,
even
he had
warm
like
up.
30.
Bro, we couldn't warm up because they cleaned up like all the stations already, so we had just gotten like food, and you guys had just got done with your match against Ghost.
Yeah.
You know what was funny? It was 6-6 on Dam, and I think they told me not to hop up on Dam. I remember this. Like that was the round I messed up. They told me not to hop up, but I wanted hands. Like I wanted to hop up, and I got down instantly, and we just died.
Wait, are you talking about like in the second series?
Yeah, was it? the
No,
same-
no.
What was it?
We didn't tell you not to hop up.
What was it?
You just didn't hop up.
Oh, I didn't hop
You
up.
didn't hop up.
Oh, I
Billy
didn't.
hopped up, and he had options. He,
Yeah,
he
that's
could
what
have.
that's what it was.
He literally could have cut either way, and
That's what it was. I got.
he
yeah.
made the impact. Like, and I swear to God, I knew like once he didn't hop up, I was like, bro,
It's
I'm
over.
gonna choke this kid out. Like, I'm gonna choke this kid out. Like he didn't hop up for the
What are you
bread.
talking about? Damn.
I'm talking about Dam
It was-
in the second set
That was
at Atlantic City, 6-6 for the bread. Like he didn't hop up. Brian didn't hop up.
Yeah, that's probably like the worst moment.
Bro, I like that's the first event where like I like punched something. Like I literally punched like the
I crushed my shit.
like little like pathway like to get to main stage. Like it was like a weird little like WWE type pathway. I remember
remember
punching
that.
the wall. Like
Oh, I remember
Wait,
that.
I was
Atlantic
so
City?
mad.
Like a
Oh,
movie
like
theater.
backstage?
Backstage,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because I remember after we lost the first set, we walked back. Gilbert was already like he was pissed off. Gilbert, he like transformed, and we went into that like side room,
Involved.
and Gilbert and I were like kind of leading the discussion. Gilbert was like hitting a lot of points, and then afterwards, I just kind of let Gilbert go because you know how he is when he
Yeah.
starts going off, and then I remember like when we were walking out of the room, we were like, just fucking kill Toy. If we kill Toy, we can win.
Yeah, he was on, but then second set.
Bro,
You know.
that,
What
after
was
that
that?
series that you guys won,
Flip
You-
your mic around.
after
I
that
was
series,
like, flip, like talking to
Oh,
audio.
shit.
technique.
Oh, yeah. After the series, after you guys won that, you probably don't remember this, but we went to the bathroom, right? Do you remember this?
No.
And you were like laughing in the bathroom, bro, laughing when you won that series, bro. And I was,
What the hell?
I was just
Mind
taking
games.
A, I was
He's
taking
like,
a, bro.
you
I was,
hear a roadie's laugh
I
coming
was
from
taking
the
a piss,
stall.
just mad, bro. Like telling this guy's laughing in the bathroom, bro.
Was that a 2-0 or 2-1?
Oh, I,
2-0.
well, I was probably in there with a teammate. Was
You
I
guys
in there with a
some
teammate?
Yeah, with Jordan,
Yeah,
That-
I
that
was
look
probably
could've
just
been
laughing
it.
about something.
You know what was tough that we did was in Columbus when you guys beat us in that first set. We just picked the same maps anyway. So
Yeah.
like, we beat
Oh, yeah,
ourselves.
we
Wasn't
did.
that the same thing in Atlantic City? Oh no, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Same
'Cause
maps against
Reclaimed. We didn't play Reclaimed in the second
We
one.
played Impact in Columbus. I remember.
We beat them on Foundation and Impact,
Foundation, yeah.
and then we
Same
played
exact
Foundation
map,
and
yeah.
Impact.
Same
Same
exact
thing
map.
in London against United, same maps.
Yeah, we picked the exact same. match against
Which
United.
event was you guys' easiest? Paris, huh?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we
Vegas.
beat Ronan in the finals.
Paris or Vegas last event in Vegas.
Yeah.
Vegas, we were
the
like in our
first
final
Vegas?
form.
Yeah,
Yeah,
first
the
Vegas.
Vegas.
Sure.
Was it?
Yeah,
That's
like,
probably
First
easy.
Vegas, we were dirty.
we
Yeah,
were
that
just on a
was,
different
like-
level for that Vegas, but Paris I think was easier just
Had to have been.
because.
Played Spice in finals.
Yeah,
We
oh,
went
yeah,
to
yeah, they were
losers.
spliced
We
at the
weren't
time.
even like
I
trying.
remember like, we were
We lost to Ghost. That was
We were
that was the first time we lost to Ghost.
Yeah,
Were we
Vegas.
down like 5-3 against them on
On
lift,
lift.
Yeah,
and
that's
just
first- that's
laughing
first
about
night.
it?
Like,
Like,
why are
compared-
these guys in finals?
Yeah.
Like literally
I know they're
Spice.
standing
Oh,
up,
yeah.
getting all hype.
Well,
and-
I was actually
just
kind of
too
tight. I wanted to
crazy.
play Echo or Ghost or
we-
somebody
yeah,
good.
I always wanted to play.
They weren't
that
that good.
arena.
I mean, they're good, but like they weren't like
well,
championship
you guys
good.
were still Envy at the time, right? Because
Yeah.
wasn't
Yeah.
Frank
Yeah.
Echo Fox?
Frank?
Yeah.
it was
Yeah,
Frank
wasn't
and-
Frank
oh,
also
Frank Cup.
crashing them?
Yeah. Yeah, that was their Echo Fox team.
So fast forwarding to now, who do you think is like our biggest competition? Because like originally I would say Echo Fox, but because like we're not scrimming them at all, and they're like our only matchups against
That's
them
a
are
good
2K
honestly,
finals.
Yeah,
I don't know.
probably just still Echo Fox because we just play them
Yeah.
in the 2Ks.
To be honest with you, I feel like we don't really have like a rival right now. Like obviously it's Echo Fox
Yeah.
because of like us, Icy, and then Kenny, and then them two. versus,
Nobody
like,
that
their
goes
little
head to
teammates.
head
game
with
wise,
us.
Yeah,
right?
like,
Yeah.
like
Back and
game wise,
forth.
I feel like everyone is kind of like, except us, obviously. I feel like everyone's kind of like on the same level in terms of like competition. I feel like they're all capable of beating each other, especially on land. And then like against us, I feel like if we don't like completely shit the bed, then we could beat anyone pretty easily.
Well, I mean, you've got the new Ghost roster, you've got the new.
Oh, yeah, I
I
haven't
have
seen,
no
I
idea
haven't
who-
seen that new Ghost
Thanos?
at all.
You think?
No.
Walmart edition.
I think Nimbus could be in the talks too. I don't know.
I do too.
Nimbus.
I would actually like to see United come back and sign Nimbus.
Oh, that would be a good.
I think
idea.
that would be cool.
Those kids
but-
are talented.
United wants good placings. Like you really.
Those
don't
kids
know,
are good.
like,
That
it's-
team can. I think
Individually?
that team could be
They're
top
good.
six,
Skill-wise.
especially if like they gave him affinity as a coach or something to teach him like the teamwork.
That would be cool.
Yeah,
I think
if
that
they-
team would be a top 6 team
That would be cool.
because they've got.
You guys are bugging.
Well, you don't think so?
No shot. That's a top 12 team.
Other way again?
Why you keep flipping it, bro?
You think?
Hell no, that's not.
You don't think they're
No, I think
individually
they're
talented?
You don't think they're top? You think they're a top 8 team?
Yeah,
Top
yeah.
8 easily.
Nimbus?
I mean, tell me who your top 8 teams.
I guess that's right. It's
I
I
kind
mean,
of
you
hard to
got
tell.
us, Echo, Ghost, and whatever. the
OpTic
new-
Mexico.
After that, I don't
I mean,
know.
yeah,
The
Rise,
New United Rise.
PlayStation gaming.
T. Wait.
Wait,
Sony.
who's that?
PlayStation.
The Europeans.
Oh, Space.
No, see, they're not even top 8. I don't think still.
They almost sent United
close.
home last time.
Yeah,
What?
they literally should have beat United last
So
time.
like tops.
Literally to
They,
go
they
home.
lost 7-5 tiebreaker.
Well, if you count it, I mean, like if you count the new roster that Lava has that we're scrimming tonight as like new United.
Yeah,
let's
that's
call
what I was
them
counting.
United.
That's right. That's
So
what I
you've
said.
got us, Echo, Ghost, that roster. And
Rise.
Then you've got Rise,
OpTic Mexico.
Nimbus.
Space Station.
Space Station,
That's 7.
and then those Frenchies that always pull up.
Oh yeah.
The second best year-
They
the second
never
best
pull
year
up.
team.
Frenchies
That's
in
Jack
They do.
Reaction.
Yeah, Jack
That's
Reaction.
Jack
Yeah,
They
they're
don't
good.
pull up against us.
He's not Frenchies anymore. He's with
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
3 of the Lucent
Yeah,
players.
that's what I mean.
So do you think that
That's
team
8.
is? I mean,
That's
like,
8 right there.
do you think they're gonna do
Yeah.
well?
Yeah,
I think they'd be.
that team is
I think
nice
they'd
too.
be Nimbus. Like they put up a fight against Space Station.
They
Or was
should've
it?
beat
No,
Echo,
Ghost.
right?
No, what?
They
No,
beat Ghost. They
yeah,
two up
yeah,
Oh, they
yeah,
did beat
they
Ghost. Okay.
But I mean, like, is that really a? It was an upset at the moment, but Ghost played terribly that entire.
Yeah,
event.
that's true. I mean, they didn't play good until Sunday.
I mean, it's all gonna come down to who shows up at the event. Honestly, I feel like, but like, you see what I mean? Like, I feel like other than us, I feel like everyone is just kind of like close to one another.
And all I was saying, I don't think they're
even pay
top
attention
8.
to all that.
I think they're top 12 team, but I still think they're good. I don't think they're United like org level good.
So I know like the question gets asked a lot in the community. Why do you guys think, as like the top players in the game, there's never or very rarely that like upcoming talent or like the cycling of teams? Like in COD, this last season, it's been constantly different teams winning. I think like TK and Rise are the only teams to win 2 events or more
I have no idea.
through a whole season. So like, why do you think it's so weird for or so different for Gears where?
Have you seen our roster?
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, ignore our roster. So, like, say we're up here, like, and Echo Fox in, like, the top 4, right? But, like, why is there never, like, upcoming talent? Like, what do you think the issue is?
I think there is upcoming talent.
I feel like people don't
Yeah.
understand the game. Like, I feel like they don't actually understand like how to play the game or how to like be a good teammate or like how to
It's-
even like lead people around.
Discipline, bro. Like I
Yeah.
play these kids over and over, and I don't see anything different
Yeah,
ever.
like,
They
literally,
do the
like,
same
like,
dumb things.
They get beat up and don't take anything from it, and then they just try again until it works. And
Or
then
they'll
when it
just
works
make a
one time,
roster
they're like,
move.
oh my god, it worked one time
Yeah.
out of the 50 times I tried.
They just don't know how to play the game.
So,
Yeah, I
what's,
just
like,
think they kill themselves. Like they press A too much, probably, in my opinion.
do you think that there's something that you could suggest that they could do to make them kind of
Nah,
Maybe
man,
stick
keep it up,
together?
boys.
stick together?
Have some real confidence. Like I'm not talking like I feel like a lot of the like confidence that people display like it's not even like kind of remote
Genuine.
Like it's just like fake ass confidence, and like when you get to land, like that fake confidence is gonna show. Like you need to have confidence in yourself as like a player to make the right decision, and you need to like be confident in your teammates that they're gonna show up. Because like if you're doing your thing and your teammates aren't, then like you're not gonna sit there and be toxic. You gotta try to help them out, and like I don't know. I feel like if you go into an event like doubting anyone sitting next to you, then like don't even go at that point.
Well, I felt Nimbus had, or at least one person on Nimbus had confidence sitting against us, which I surprised
Oh no,
me.
those Nimbus
One
were
map,
mad,
yeah.
mad confident.
Demise, like he was
Yeah, nah, that was
Yeah.
on
bad.
his couch,
Bouncing and shit, huh?
like he was ready.
Yeah, he's at
He was
home,
tweaking.
Socks off, like
Yeah, no, he was tweaking.
bagging chips to his right.
But I feel like a team would do better. Like, for example, us when we were younger. Like, if you're all friends, just playing together, playing different games, just hanging out in an Xbox party for like 12 hours a day.
Well,
Bro,
Like
it
that.
was more than that. Some of your Skype calls were actually kind of
a
weird.
week straight. I
would,
feel like when we were
That
young,
helps, though.
when we were young, like we wanted to play like the pros, like the top dogs. And
You
now,
weren't like afraid of it.
yeah, like we
was
like
fun.
Yeah.
we wanted to, and I feel like now that like everyone else is like, oh my god, we're playing OpTic in round 3. What
See,
do I
like
wanna
that's the
do after
thing.
this?
That's the thing I don't
That's true.
understand. Like I have people like amateur teams will message me and be like, "Hey, do you think you can set up for you guys to scrim us?" And I'm like, I don't know. Like we need scrims to be equally beneficial. Like so
Yeah.
both teams can benefit. And they're like, well, like we might be able to take one round against you guys. I'm like, well, if that's your mindset, then why? That's like an instant no. That's a hard no.
If you could play pubs and probably lose one round.
Yeah.
Like
I don't know what it is nowadays.
like nowadays, like they don't even want to play like top teams, like lower teams, and like it's if you do, like they'll lose a map and like, oh, GG's to OpTic, we lost 7-6, GG's like
It's okay to respect us like as players, but like
yeah.
you should never like willingly like lose to us with a smile on your face. I don't think I've ever lost
Yeah,
and
no, that's
been
bad.
like happy about it.
I mean, like I
Never,
think-
ever.
Or even like, oh, like they're like, yo, like they lost 7-5. That was a close ass match. Good job, guys. Like,
No.
never. Like
No.
if I lose anything, don't care what the score is. Like I'm upset. Like,
I'm upset.
I'm mad.
Maybe if we were in Dota at TI,
Oh, yeah,
that'd
maybe.
be okay. Like, ah, damn, eighth
Oh,
place.
that's hell yeah.
Huh?
Damn, good try, guys.
Hi.
That's ridiculous, man. That prize pool, it's different.
It's literally like you place like 5th in TI and you've won the entire Gears Pro Circuit prize pool. That's crazy.
Well,
That's
like, do you think they just played that game like since they were little? Yeah, like growing
Yeah,
up,
definitely.
and then
Well, Dota 2, I don't know how long Dota 2's been out. I know it started with Dota and then Dota 2 probably came out like
yeah.
I don't know, a couple years ago, like 8 years ago or something like that, but
I need to know, were they
they're
ever
at TI
struggling?
8 now, so it's probably came out like 8 or 9 years ago.
Wait, didn't that the big Dota tournament just
Yeah.
finish?
Yeah, that's
Who
what we're
won
talking about. A team called OG.
Yeah. OpTic Gaming.
Other game.
I wish.
right.
No, but like, you think they were in the struggle at one point, like 500, like they would win like $1,000 or something in a tournament?
Maybe like in the original game, because like league tournaments when I competed in league weren't how they are now. Like it wasn't like the LCS. It wasn't like we had tournaments every Sunday called Gopher Laws, and they were for $100. Like
Like
first
2Ks?
prize. Yeah, they were literally like 2Ks, and it was always the same teams. Like there was a team called they won every week, and they were called A Picture of a Goose. That was their team name, and their little
A
like
picture
team
of a
icon.
goose?
A picture of a goose.
Where are they now
What?
nowadays?
I think almost all of them have retired, but all of them went pro at some point, except I think one of them.
Oh man.
But like it's every week, like, and if you got matched up against them early on, like I remember just like that mindset, like, well, shit, we're gonna lose early, but at least we'll get good practice.
Yeah, you have the wrong mentality.
Well, no, like, yeah, I guess that it kind of is the wrong mentality. Like, I wanted to beat them, I wanted to try hard. I had teammates who like often wouldn't, but I mean, you have to try to win, I guess. Like even when I played with some friends and got against these guys first round of a 2K, I wanted
That
to beat
shit on
them.
That's weird.
Or
I
white
wanted to
button
beat
them.
them. I wanted to pull a Keem versus Rise.
Losing
Alright.
is not fun. Like I don't know how people.
Period.
Like in anything, like in any game I play, if I lose, like I just want to,
Yeah.
I want to get better.
Pub.
Do you look at a loss as like, man, I need to get better from it, or does it take a little while? Because like you get angry.
Yeah, I get angry, and if I feel like it's my fault, then like I'll be the first to say it. I feel like, and I feel like if it's like another player's fault, then I'll try, like I'll wait until I calm down personally, so like I don't like say
Violate
some,
on
like,
him?
yeah, some stupid shit, and then like I'll like talk, like especially I do that a lot with Brian and Alex when I'm like I always critique like their gameplay. I used to do it to Brian a lot, like way back in the day in Gears 3. Like
remember.
every time he did something wrong, I'd always just tell him.
Roast
like,
him.
It's the same thing with Alex. Whenever he wouldn't call out or anything, like I'd just be like, you know, you gotta just talk, bro. Like,
I remember
Oh
that.
my god, yeah. I remember when Alex first joined the team, and we were trying to convince him to like talk more.
That was the beginning of the game.
That was Gears 4, yeah.
Past that.
Yeah, you talk more now.
No,
You're-
it was
you're-
bad. It was bad though. Like,
Especially because now we have you in front spawn.
yeah, I wouldn't. Beginning of the game, I didn't call out. Like,
Wait, why? Like, what would you do? Like, just
No,
stare at your
that's
screen?
That's how he was
Yeah.
playing Gears 3.
yeah.
I remember
A lot of times.
He would
was
just wake up.
waking
Oh yeah, that too. Like, it's
Was I
Yeah.
like that too?
Nah. Yeah, you
Nah.
did some stupid shit.
Fuck it, all right.
The funniest thing is when we knew we were gonna have to make a roster change with Elise Kenny, and we were talking about like weighing the options between like Erodi and you,
Yeah.
and I think it was Gilbert and I talking about it, and we were talking about like communication and gameplay and things like that, and he was like, well, Arodi's gonna talk a lot, like he's loud. And I was like, yeah, I've heard that in their streams before. And they was like, Brian's pretty quiet, like he just kind of sits there and does it. He's like a second Alex. And I was like,
Yeah.
Do something.
I was
think
like,
Brian
okay.
talks a lot more than what we expected, though.
Oh yeah, well Brian
That's
is
what I s-
Brian probably talks more than anyone else on the team.
Nerd
Unless,
Rager.
like Gilbert's had an energy drink or something. Yeah, until he hits a desk.
Listen, that's
75%.
only we know that. A couple Echo Fox members know that too. But
Have you always been like that?
no,
What happened?
I don't know what happened, bro. I don't know what happened. I don't know.
Have we ever had the chance to discuss like what happened when the whole icy situation and Kenny?
What
I
the?
I feel like that's all I talk about in interviews.
We've talked about it in interviews, like at events. I've talked about it like in videos and streams. I talked about it last night, I think. Like, cause somebody in my chat last night when I was streaming asked if Icy left or if he got dropped. I was like, it was both. He left and then tried to come back and then he got dropped because we said no. Well,
Well, that's not really. I don't know.
That's kind of dropped. I mean,
That's a semi-droppage.
It's like
Semi-
it's a
yeah.
compromise.
Huh?
It's a compromise.
All right, you want to leave and you want to come back, so we'll compromise on you leave.
Pretty much.
At that point, it was supposed to be only one of us joining.
Yeah.
Well, I think you guys were leaning towards me, right? Was
Yeah.
it?
No. All right, let's get
That
this
was-
straight.
Originally
Let's
it
get-
was a roadie.
Yeah.
let's
Rhodey,
get-
a roadie was a real one.
Yeah.
He was like,
I
yo,
said nah.
I
like,
said
me
no,
and-
too.
Like me
I
and
was
Brian
with
are a
him.
dual package.
Yeah, I said no.
I was at both you guys' heads. I was like, yo, listen, man, this opportunity has to come around. Very
Gilbert
often.
was finessing hard.
I know
He was flirting. He was flirting. He was flirting hard.
Yeah.
I was
That's
texting
actually,
Brian.
Like
He was
the
flirting.
way Gilbert was talking to Arodi is partially what pissed off Icy and made Icy want to leave.
Yeah.
But I remember
Everything happens for a reason,
Gilbert
man.
called me like in a car with Icy, and they were both trying to convince me.
I was
You
in
went
there
to
too,
IHOP.
remember?
You went to IHOP.
I don't
We went to
remember.
IHOP after we dropped Kenny.
It was after I hopped.
That,
Sure.
and
But you guys
Icy called me the
were
next day.
both flirting, crazy.
Icy called me the next day. He's like, "You should have seen how Gilbert was acting. It was actually
So
disgusting."
weird.
Like,
But he was in there. He was like doing it too. Like he was trying to.
yeah, I think it made Icy uncomfortable because then we started talking about like, okay, Arodi's a good option, and then we started weighing like Brian against Arodi. Because like we knew if we had Arodi, like, and you told Brian, right? Like
I was
you were
texting
like,
Brian. Remember?
Who?
Me.
You? Yeah, he was.
I
texting.
was texting
What? He told me what?
Well, no, like Arodi told you that he was like considering
off-
our offer,
Yeah.
right? And
I
I
told
think
him.
that kind of like caused the riff in like the duo that you guys had of like sticking together as a package. And then we were like,
Did you
okay,
guys-
well now the door's open for Brian too, so like let's actually weigh both off because, like, I think I was I the only one
I
who
think
was
you
like,
two were on his side.
no, I was voting for you. I think
I think it was 3-3. I'm pretty sure. I think
it was
me,
pretty
Icy,
split.
Me, Icy, and someone else for Rhodey, and then the other three. Brian.
I heard. I mean,
I
it
mean,
could have been 3-3.
I thought it was you, Icy, Ash,
I think it was 3-3.
and then these two
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Brian. But then
I think
I think
these-
Ash.
switched.
I think Ash switched.
For Brian.
Ash switched.
Yeah.
all right. Let's
At
be honest.
first-
A
at
lot of
first I
people
was for
switched.
because I didn't trust Brian still.
What?
I think I said that to Gilbert.
You didn't think you're gonna show up?
No, I didn't say I didn't think you were gonna show up. I just like I was like I don't know, like I just don't. I don't know if I don't know if I can trust him like after that.
I don't know.
This was my mindset though. So like we just dropped Kenny, who's like pretty vocal and like a pretty much
Yeah, I
like the
feel you.
co-leader. Like he calls
He's
shots.
like a secondary shot caller.
and Rhodey is like a very vocal
Yeah.
human. So like I feel like if we picked you up, I thought we would be like very quiet in terms of
Okay.
energy. Like when we would get like when the rough times came around, like we would just kind of be there, you know.
Okay.
But then I came back with like I'd rather have the chat, like I'd rather have everyone be like silent and let Gil fully run the show. So and then I was like, skill wise, you guys are basically like you guys have like different strengths, but you guys are like I would consider you both on the same level.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'd rather go with the guy who's quieter and can let Gilbert lead in the tough times than the guy who's gonna be like, yo, he's one shot.
Fuck out of here. It is what it is.
I mean, yeah, you guys had different. You guys had different like perspectives, I guess.
It was tough. And then
Did you guys Did you guys ever think about like, all right, why not both?
we did. We
you
talked about it. I was the
did.
first person.
Well, it happened, but
It happened.
When we, the four of us were talking about like we had a 4-man text chat and we were talking about like, okay, like Kenny, we got to drop Kenny, like and the options and stuff like that, and I was like, let's cut them both.
Because the problem is still there.
I was like, if Icy is like having anger issues and Kenny's instigating, and then Kenny instigated and pissed off them, I get that, but Icy's still gonna have anger issues, so let's just like cut off like all the problems and
The monthly tantrum.
Yeah.
At the time, it was between Kenny and Icy, right? And we had to decide.
Yeah.
I didn't want to play with Icy at the time, so I decided to keep Kenny.
That's literally why.
I heard Icy didn't want to play with you.
No, that's literally why Icy wanted to leave.
He didn't want to play with Billy?
Yeah,
Me too.
Because he knew that Billy didn't want to play with him, and he thought that it was disrespectful that we were even considering about dropping.
Yeah,
both
that's
did.
pretty much his reason why he wanted
Mad
to leave.
pride then.
They-
He
they-
left because
Matt-
it's straight.
So
No,
they,
no.
they at first it was Icy like refused to play with Kenny. I
Yeah,
think.
so
Yeah, so we had
originally, I don't know,
so we had to
us
decide.
We were chilling, like we were not even kind of a part of this. Like,
Both Kenny and
and then
Icy,
Kenny and Icy started.
they
tweeting
both
on each
they
other
both
again.
word by word say choose one or the other.
Yeah,
Like they're not
yeah.
playing with each other.
And
And then Icy
Now,
gets
now they're
mad.
teaming.
And then when we're choosing one or the other,
They get mad.
We're choosing them
Yeah,
one or the other.
like when we were discussing it, like then they kind of made up because like they were both calling me individually,
Yeah.
and they kind of like at one point Kenny talked to Icy, like convinced him to talk with him on the phone, and they talked for like an hour and a half, and they like made up. So then they were ready to team with each other again, but during that conversation, they also realized, wait a minute, they're actually trying to drop one of us. Like that's bullshit. We've been teammates forever. Like why would they try to do that? And so they got mad at the four of us.
consequences.
I mean,
to
I
that action.
think it was more just the three of you because the whole time I was like I don't know, like here's the reasons why we want to cut you. Here's the reasons why we want to cut. Like I was just telling him straightforward. I told Icy I was like I want to drop both of you to be honest. Like I think that's the only reason why like they still talk to me is because I was
Straight
just
up with
kind of
them?
over
Man,
with them.
I
about
was
it.
down to keep both, but like in the future, I just didn't see us like lasting, with them
Yeah.
too.
I mean, the same problems are going to spark up eventually,
Yeah, so it was better to do it now than later.
and I think we definitely got the better end of that deal.
Yeah, we definitely did.
Yeah, I mean, like if you really look at both teams, like we both improved. You know what I'm saying? Echo Fox
Yeah.
went up in ranks.
That's
we,
good.
like,
I'm
we
happy
went
for
back
Echo.
to-
Echo Fox went up in ranks because Power is becoming more and more of a god. Like ignoring
Power.
the gas,
Power.
ignoring
Just
the
one
gas. I mean, like you can't argue with that. Like Power pretty much
Power is
hard.
Yeah.
Powers.
He's good.
And nah, he's good. He's good. Like I always knew he was good. Like even playing him in like Microsoft sort of tournaments,
Yeah.
like I always knew he was gonna be something special. Like because to be honest, like not for real. Like Microsoft sort of tournaments in New York, they were so like lit. Like they were actually like there were actual hefty like crowds. Like yeah, and like people would like stand behind me. Like a lot of people would stand behind him and like.
if he showed up like at a local, then you think he'd do good.
Yeah, because there was a lot of trash talk, bro. This guy's like 15 years old, getting yelled at by grown men, like, and he's just world starring them the following round. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know. Like, I just knew like he had something like I don't know, and he had a ponytail like me when I came up. So like, you feel me? I was like, yeah.
You had a ponytail?
When I came up, yeah,
Hey,
I had a
appreciate
ponytail.
that.
There's a
That's
video of
love.
I don't think
CDN.
I've ever seen
There's
There's a video on YouTube of CDN like yelling at me at a.
ponytail versus ponytail.
Nah, he didn't have a ponytail at the time.
Oh.
But he was yelling at me at an NJ Halo, tweaking on me. Like he literally like he was talking so much trash that like the whole venue like circled our station because
He
like
beat you?
he like I won that match and I didn't dap him up. I was like, yo, bro, go home, bro. What are you doing? I was like, yo, go home. Hell yeah, I was mad
But
because I started talking shit. Like what?
that's part of the game, though.
You gotta give that kid props. Like his first event was what?
Last event.
Yeah, last event. That was his first
Power.
event. And like I feel like he had like a lot of pressure going to that event because like how people were saying how's Power's gonna do on land, blah blah blah, and he did pretty good to be honest. But like so everyone was saying how if he was gonna be there, but like the map that mattered the most, what happened?
Yeah, nah, he
happened?
definitely showed up. Like
He showed up.
there's
Who
no
didn't show
doubt
up?
about it.
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
Well,
It wasn't enough, unfortunately.
donuts.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
I'm just
shit.
saying, bro. Like all that talking, bro, and like Powers literally showed up.
Oh yeah. Well, I feel like the first series against us, Powers was nervous. Like you could see it in his face.
Nobody
when he
did
sat
anything
down.
against us that
Yeah.
first series.
Yeah.
No one.
But like
It was weird that we played them too. None of us expected to play Echo round one like
Oh
that.
yeah, bro. I was like,
None of
Yeah,
us.
I was like, wait, we're playing Echo?
Yeah, we thought we were gonna have like an easy.
I wasn't even
run.
like mentally
Bro, I
prepared yet. Like, like
I remember going into our last side station match, and Rody was like, he's like, yo, I think we're gonna play like Elevate or like
Yeah.
Ghost team for
Yeah.
Sean.
Well, didn't
I
it come
was
down
like,
to
word?
rounds or something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
actually.
bro, Saturday was the most
I think
surprising
both
thing
of them
ever.
came down to rounds. And
It was a-
I think Echo won their pool, but
It was a
Yo,
three-way
we didn't
tie.
expect to. First of all, we didn't expect.
No, they lost the pool play match.
Who lost the pool in the match?
Echo Fox, right?
Yeah, they lost
Yeah.
to Elevate.
They lost
That
to
was-
Elevate,
That's
yeah.
the first pool play match. They've
Damn,
ever
Brian.
lost.
So I think me and you are the only people who have never lost a pool play match ever.
That's
but,
crazy. Really?
Yeah, we've
You
never
guys
lost a
have
pool
never
play
lost
match.
a pool play match.
Never. But it's crazy. We didn't expect Ghost to make it out in winners, and we also didn't expect to play Echo round 1. So like we had a surprising Saturday.
I don't know how Ghost
Echo
made
and
it
then
out.
Ghost.
Echo
We didn't
Like,
expect to
that
play
point,
either of them, right?
Tell me how Ghost goes 1 and 2 in their pool
Yeah, it's
and makes it
ridiculous.
out. OpTic COD goes 2 and 1 and doesn't.
It's crazy.
Oh my
Bro,
god.
they made it out
That
by
is
one.
perspective.
They made it out by 1 round.
1 round, yeah.
Literally
1 round.
1 round in those 3, like the 3 matches they played.
I
1
blame
round.
the Frenchies. Hit a shot.
That's tragic.
Yeah.
You know what's great? Like in that match, I remember I was talking to Blaze about it. He was like, the Frenchies were probably like, oh yeah, that round doesn't matter. It's okay. Like we're still up like 6-3.
Little do they know.
Little do
Like
they
little
know,
do
right?
they know that like
Little
that
do-
round actually.
Not
like,
only did
oh.
Ghost like not supposed to make it, but they actually probably should have been finals with us.
You think
How
so?
so?
Did you watch the match against, them against
Oh,
Echo?
yeah.
Oh,
Rushies
you're right,
had
you're right.
40 something kills and they lost 7-6.
seven-
They should have
Oh,
won.
yeah.
7-5, yeah.
You sure?
Yeah,
7-5.
7-5.
Wait, what map?
Foundation.
On Foundation, like Rush had 40 kills.
I'm just
on-
saying the
But I remember
stats.
Rush had like 40 kills the map they won as well.
And now
Yeah.
Rushy's
So
ban-
Rushy
or
was
benched.
just tweaking.
Were they
Nah,
gonna
that should've been.
lose a game prior to that map?
Who?
Echo Fox. Who did they play? EU's finest, right?
Yeah, they
They
struggled
played
against
EU
EU
finals
finest too, right?
Oh, for the final spot.
No, against EU's you know they won 7-5 tiebreaker against EU's.
That's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They struggled against them too.
Yeah, and then they won like 7-5 against Elevate tiebreaker.
Yeah.
To go home.
They had close games. They could have went home early.
Yeah.
I
nah.
feel like they didn't get into their rhythm until they played us in the grand finals.
I
But
don't
they
even
didn't
think
have a
were in the
rhythm.
in
Yeah,
the
they
grand
didn't have a
finals.
rhythm.
I mean,
The only rhythm they had was winning 7 rounds straight. and
they
won
beat
10
us
or
on
11.
they beat us on Forge 7-3 and on Foundation they were up like 5-2 or 5-3.
Yeah, but me and Alex had like 10 kills combined, and then
Yeah,
we turned.
well, you had to
up,
wake
won
up.
11 rounds straight.
I mean, like I mean it was definitely us losing, not them winning, but still.
Yeah, plus
I-
that event, like, for some reason, like, I mean, even now, like, our Forge boom shot, like, fight, like, we're just bad at it. Like, that's the only map we lost at the event, literally Forge.
Yeah.
And both times we lost it, there was a boom placed.
Yeah, boom in middle.
Literally.
It's those smokes. I think once we get the smokes down, it'll be a different story. But I do like how we don't have an auto ban. I think that puts us in such an advantage. I was talking about that on stream last night too. Like just the fact that like we can ban whatever we want against whoever we want, and not have the like somebody asked me when is Echo Fox going to ban when is Echo Fox going to ban reclaimed against you?
Probably land.
I was like, well, what would they do? They're getting beat up on reclaimed, so they ban it, and then we beat them up on dam. Like
Or,
The only-
any other map.
yeah, unless they're secretly good at dam and they've just been banned this whole time to catfish us. But
I mean, if it is what it is, I'll pull up on you.
all right, so kind of to close this out, and I don't know if we'll actually include this because it's kind of dumb, but I think it could be funny. I called it round 13, so it'll be a different. It's like a special section of the podcast.
Smash or pass?
No, not maybe for a different episode. You gotta be careful though. I'm pretty sure all of us are in relationships except
Yeah,
Alex.
On a relationship
kidding.
with Alex. Alex is in one.
Girls, Alex is single.
Really
All right,
not-
so round 13, I'm gonna ask you guys kind of like a philosophical question because the last time
What
I
does
did
that mean?
this, like
I'll
a
go
question that
first.
makes you think.
Put it on the couch.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No, this is an open discussion kind of thing. So last time I did this, do you remember when we were doing warm ups and I would record them and we talked about like money and how much money made you rich? We had that question, like or
Yeah.
that talk about that.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is kind of like a question like that.
I don't want to get into this.
If you drop the soap on the floor,
Oh boy.
Oh, boy.
does the floor become clean or does the soap become dirty?
Soap dirty.
Soap becomes
Soap
dirty.
becomes dirty.
So becomes dirty.
I'm
How
glad we're
does
on
the
the same
soap become
page.
dirty?
All right. So first of all, the floor is dirty, right? You're dropping a clean bar of soap onto the dirty floor.
Uh huh.
You don't clean stuff with just soap,
Yeah,
you know?
like it's not like you drop like it's like if something's dirty, you don't just put soap on it.
And just
That's just
lift
common
it up
sense,
and-
Ab.
Yeah, but if
exactly.
if soap is a disinfectant, like think of soap as like think of like
You're thinking
like
too
the
hard
hand
now.
sanitizer.
Okay.
If you put that on something, that thing is now disinfected. Like it killed 99% of germs.
Right.
So
But you-
wouldn't that make that clean?
99.9.
No, but you would have to, like, apply, like,
Why?
you would have to apply
It
it.
still
Like,
applies to the surface. Like if you spray
Huh.
water on your clothes, it soaks in by
Okay, then
automatically.
when
nah,
want
but
the
you don't
best
just
of
put
both worlds, you
soap.
want-
Soap.
No.
You don't put a soap bar on your shoulder. Let it rest
just
there. Like,
skip the-
you're supposed to like
skip to-
apply it. Like you're supposed to. You know what I mean? Like you're supposed to. Do.
Next question, bro.
Yeah, but if you spray soap on you, doesn't that part of you become like clean?
Well,
The
yeah,
floor-
because it goes around the area, but like.
Yeah,
You
so
probably
it'd be the
just
same
put
thing
a
on
bar of
if I put a cleaner, like if I drop I don't know, like a liquid dish soap on the floor right here, that spot would be different than the rest of the floor,
Okay,
right?
but look, if we went outside right now and dropped like a bar of soap like on the ground, like that bar of soap is gonna have mad dirt on it, and that ground is still gonna be dirty.
You think so?
Yeah,
100%.
would
Yes.
you,
So,
would you,
Ash,
would you
100%.
lick
Ash.
that piece of ground that dropped that had the soap on it?
No, it tastes like soap.
No,
Okay,
it
Ash,
would not.
Ash, What's
not
your
why.
right answer to this?
The floor is
I
dirty.
don't
Period.
know what the right answer is.
The floor is
You
dirty.
do.
The floor is dirty.
The
Period.
floor is dirty.
Period.
Unless
Yes.
you want to just scrub the fucking floor.
Listen,
Then it's
man,
not
the,
dirty.
the,
So
so,
you
the
think
soap is definitely
so
dirty.
to make something clean, you have to physically scrub it?
Yeah.
Is that what the
Alright,
consensus
look,
is?
look,
100%.
So,
Moisturize
if,
it.
if you drop the bar of soap like on the ground and like you picked it
It
up,
makes me uncomfortable that you're sitting next to me going, if
Alright.
you drop the bar of soap,
Alright, if you did that though, but like if you did that and grabbed the soap, like would you wash it, like would you clean yourself with that soap, knowing that there's mad dirt right there?
but can't you just rinse the dirt off the soap?
No.
I mean, no, yeah.
It's
but
not
that doesn't
infused
count.
in the
That doesn't
soap.
count. Like, of course, it's
No.
not infused in soap, but at the moment it's dirty.
I don't know. I just felt
Correct.
discussion. Like it,
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
like the
floor is
soap
dirty.
is fucking dirty. Like,
You know what I mean?
just get the fuck out.
I mean,
Yeah.
we could just go with do you stand or sit?
Alright, well,
You wipe.
That's it right there. That's a W.
Wait, actually, I'm curious because we talked about that before. Do you stand or sit when you wipe?
I stand
sit.
up. How do you sit and wipe your ass?
That's the better question. Stand or sit when you wipe?
Wait, stand or sit? Like I semi-stand. Like I just
What's a semi?
like you just
Like a squat.
you know what I mean? Like
You
you
sit
Squatty
down?
position.
You sit
go to the
down?
side. Like
I was the only one who
So you're
stood.
telling me you take
So
a
you're
shit
a real
and
one.
do this?
Yeah.
You wipe.
No.
wait, who
No,
does
Shitty
that?
ass butt.
Brian.
Wait, so
No,
you're
you-
clench? You
you
don't.
Wait, Brian, you stand up to wipe?
You're not clenching your ass to make the shit just everywhere. Like you stand up.
You just
wipe.
like you kind of like
Why would
hunch
you
over
stand
a little
up?
bit.
There you
Yeah.
go.
You don't like stand up perfectly.
Wait, why don't you
straight.
Why
like
the comment-
Why
lift
would you
the
lean?
thigh?
Then you like,
Lift thyAshes.
You're wiping like a girl, then, bro. Like, what are you fucking?
What are you
take
talking
your
about?
tampon out.
I'm lifting. What are you
Like, you don't do that.
What are you talking about? Like,
No, bro, no.
see,
that's
when
good.
people told me they sit, I
Kid
thought
has a
everybody
history of
stood
having
when they wiped.
Hemis.
I didn't even know standing was an option.
And so I'm
Until
picturing
Literally.
people like
Yeah,
reaching
actually.
between their legs. Like, how do you not like hit the water with your hand
I
or
mean,
something? Like,
you don't approach it this way. Like you feel me? Like a little sideways action, like something like that. Like
I don't know. What do
I
you
don't
do?
know. I just never heard of standing up. You don't
Both.
stand up.
you do
Both?
both.
Yeah.
Like how? Like why both? Why not one?
Yo,
Take
Alex,
the mic from me.
yo, Alex, yo, you're literally the tiebreaker. Like right now.
Alex,
Like what is
I
it?
think he sits down.
I think he sits.
He definitely sits.
Sits.
Oh come
Yeah,
on,
so
man.
You're the type of
You're
one, like,
different, boy.
No,
You
that's
really stand up.
To
Like,
be honest, I think
you
it's
got
like I
doodle
think,
dripping down your
I think it's like
thighs.
semi. Honestly,
semi.
I think-
What is that?
RDL type
like
shit?
semi.
Yeah,
Like,
like
yeah. Like
Alright,
semi.
bro, me and Alex do the same thing then.
Semi.
That's why we hit
To be
shots.
honest.
So you just lean. You lean over to
Yeah,
I
like
take a shit after you
nah,
start.
like,
One leg-
like,
one leg.
like you literally like it's very simple.
He's standing on one leg, like
You lift up a thigh and then you do what you
What,
gotta
like
do.
this?
it's like a
Oh,
dog
not
taking a
like
piss.
that. Like just like a little sideways turn.
Is that what you do?
You know what I mean?
No, I stand up.
Nah, I don't know how you
Ah,
stand
yeah,
up.
this is definitely not getting added. We're getting
Yeah,
Move from the front.
Wait,
Like a girl?
No shot. You go back to front.
That's
I
a girl.
don't fucking take the toilet paper and rub it on my balls. You guys, like, what
Bro,
are you guys thinking right now?
it's wiping your
You guys
ass.
want to take a shit, just like record themselves like wiping?
wait, he goes for the
Compare
front.
it?
Wait.
Press?
Bro, you wipe your ass backwards?
Nah, I do that shit too, like fucking lean
Yeah,
over it. Go-
yeah.
Yeah, there you go. That's how you're supposed to do it. Not fucking just wipe it through your.
Nobody's supposed to do that. That's what girls do.
No, they
Shit stains on your
I mean,
balls.
that's what girls can do.
You get infected.
You got shit stain in your balls. Like,
Yeah, nah,
At
that's
that point-
different. Nah, if you wiping like that, like
Alright, who doesn't
it's
use
crazy.
baby wipes?
that's dirty.
gotta-
That's sacrilegious.
Oh, yeah, you
you don't
dirty.
use baby
you
wipes
dirty
at
as
all.
fuck.
Boy, you take a
That's
shit
dirty,
after you
that's dirty.
shower,
Never.
nasty ass.
that's dirty, Billy. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, that's gross.
It calls baby wipes.
You good at
You
gears
gotta-
though,
you
so
gotta
like,
hit
it
with,
doesn't
like,
matter.
one or two dry swipes and then finish it with the baby
Yeah,
wipes.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think we're done here.
Call me.
Yes.
They call me do wipes.
All right, that's gonna
Yeah,
do
them
it
dude
for
wipes.
the first
out to
OpTic
Dude
Gear
Yeah,
Force
nah.
podcast. Thank you guys so
We're
much
done.
for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button. And any closing? Shout yourselves out on social media or something like that.
I had fun doing this.
On Twitch and Twitter.
Yeah, this
I
was
want to do
fun.
more podcasts.
Praised
Yeah.
_Z.
Make sure you guys
SuMuNs.
follow
Twitter.
me, Brian
SuMuNs.
Solurs.
Instagram mental
Oh,
_21.
really?
Just plugging the Instagram.
I'm just plugging in the Instagram.
All of
Praise
it.
TV, Twitch.
I'm about to take a
So
selfie.
Praise TV.
Streams coming soon.
Facebook.com.
Perfect. All right, thank you guys.
Later, guys.
Peace.
Nah, the thing is that
You do the rock.
nah,
The rock. What the fuck is that? Oh, so
you see, Rock, you see?
I was
I'm picturing you like alternating.
So like when you guys say stand, like you're not actually like.
Yo,
You go like this.
Yo, how much is a mic so I can buy my own mic?
I'll be like this.